Is it going to happen? When will it happen? Will the Cubs make a big move?
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network. We are your team every day alongside Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into a discussion with you. Cubs. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. If you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com and place your NFL live bets all season long. The Cubs have already signed 4 players in free agency and still have about $40 million to the first luxury tax threshold. They also have 6 spots open on the 40-man, giving Jed Hoyer plenty of flexibility with both the payroll and roster to not only make a move, but really a move that's of the headline-grabbing variety. The big fishes they have been connected to who are still available, Tatsuya Imai and Alex Bregman, and the medium to big fishes they have been connected to who are left are Kazuma Okamoto and Zac Gallen. Sam, at this point, as we enter the last 2 weeks of the year 2025, do you think the Cubs land one of these 4 players?
First of all, before I dive in, your hair looks great. It was good to see you yesterday.
Yeah, you too.
Outstanding job with the holiday show. Honestly, might spend Christmas Day just rewatching it. It was. I have
a feeling my Uncle Mike might put it on at Christmas.
Yeah, it was just excellent. Nice weekend. Obviously, some special things happening over on the lakefront.
Thank you.
As far as the 4 gentlemen you just mentioned, did you mention in your intro that Mukiami signed with the Sox?
I didn't. Yeah, Murakami.
Sorry.
Yeah. Big move for the White Sox.
Yeah. That one is interesting to me, Murakami.
Yeah.
I never thought that the Cubs would approach that. Do I think the Cubs sign one of the 4 players you mentioned? I have no idea. I really don't.
Well, that's not good.
It seems like Imai is between the Cubs and the Yankees, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
And what's the latest on Okamoto?
Yeah, his market is very uncertain. I've seen the Pirates connected to him,
and they just traded for Brandon Lau, right?
Yes,
who's a good baseball player.
Huge trade.
Yeah, he's good. And then who are the other guys?
Gallen.
Yeah,
and Bregman.
Yeah, they're going to get probably one of those players. Yes,
I think one of the 4, but 2 is a stretch.
Well, I think
they should get 2 of them, but that's a different show.
I think it's going to go like this. If they get 2 of them, one of them it'll only be one because they'll trade for the other. So if they get Bregman per se, then maybe they trade for a pitcher, which we're going to talk about later on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, Imai would be awesome.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's just because of there's always questions with Japanese pitchers or position players for that matter. Murakami was projected to get 9 figures. He didn't even come anywhere close. But yes, I think Imai would be a positive addition as a number 2 or number 3.
Yeah, and I think his ceiling is much higher than that.
Good.
Outside of that, it really isn't overly an exciting batch of players.
I wouldn't call Zac Gallen a big fish, would you?
No.
It's a medium fish.
I think we're Gallen. I've tried to do my homework on Gallen a little bit because I felt like when that was first released, I was a little bit dismissive and disrespectful of his work. I think where Gallen comes in is just the fact that they're going to need somebody to make 25 to 28 starts.
Right.
So like he can do that. And there's this unknown of the Wrigley weather situation, but if the situation works itself out with all the fly balls, I think he gave up like 31 homers last year.
Yeah, not good.
So, could he keep the ball in the park there? But look, here's the purpose of this segment. Big move soon, ? Maybe, but it's just not a whole lot. And if you don't mind,
soon is relative.
if you don't mind, I'd love to shift really quickly and just ask you a question. Because I actually talked about this a little bit when I was on CHGO last week or whenever week that was.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Kyle Tucker? Like,
we should.
What's going on?
We should talk about him this week.
What?
No, that should be a lead segment this week.
What is happening?
Forgot about that, Sam.
Is he going to play baseball?
Or? One of our great listeners brought that up on the holiday party. I think that we should do that for tomorrow.
And one of our co-hosts did too.
Okay, well, you just did, yeah.
I mean, it's.
Well, no, his market is eerily quiet.
Eerily is the right word. I mean, what?
Him.
Don't you think he wants to get that, no pun intended, wrapped up by Christmas? I mean,
I would have intended the pun if I was you.
Where is the? Well, I think saying no pun intended almost intends.
Well, maybe Tucker will go to the White Sox. Did you ever think about that?
Well, the White Sox just
spent all Chicago.
The White Sox just spent all their money on. All
right, you choose. Do you want to do Tucker
Murakami.
For Tuesday or Wednesday?
Let's do it for Tuesday since that's my show.
Okay,
I could put that one on. Murakami.
I do think Jed Hoyer is walking a tightrope though. With even these four players, maybe
did you
not
want?
As much Okamoto.
Did you want Murakami at all? Like, just real quick,
no.
When you saw what was it, 2 for 34 for him? Were you like, wow, missed opportunity or no?
Not really.
Yeah, me neither.
Not really, but if they got him for 2 for 34, I'd be like, oh, okay, good. But missed opportunity, not really.
I just feel like they're saying a lot about this player. If that's what the deal was and the Sox got him, the Cubs clearly see red flags there.
Oh my gosh, he had a ton of red flags apparently. Like that deal was striking, and the team that he went to. I think Jed Hoyer believes that he has leverage. I don't think he does. Whether that's the 4 signings he's made already, whether that's his system, whether it's the current big league core. I wouldn't point to Maton, Milner, Thielbar, and Austin and go, yep, whatever happens at this point. For whatever reason, he seems comfortable, doing that high wire act, walking that tightrope. But if you miss out on Imai and Gallen, then who do they turn to? And one more thing I would want to ask today, if they're kicking the tires or more on Bregman, Sam.
I feel like you're going to ask more than one.
Well, I'm just curious why they're not following the same process with Bregman as they are Cody Bellinger.
How about Bichette?
Fine.
Because he's out of their price range, right? That's the answer.
Yeah, we presume that, yes.
Yeah, okay.
But Bellinger is about the same age as Bregman, has the exact same agent, same contract projection. And if you get one of these guys, and in theory, so again, the order of operations makes this a tightrope.
Yeah. So who would you say?
Oh, well, if they sign Bellinger, then they can trade Casey or Ballesteros. Okay. Well,
I'm going to put you
on. What if all the pitchers are gone already?
I'm going to put you. Let's put each other on the spot here. Let's take a break, and then let's put each other on the spot. And I want to rank the remaining free agents top 5 of who's good.
Just overall.
Yeah, and then see.
All right,
where the Cubs
get more into this. Okay. Yeah. Will the Cubs land a big fish? A popular Christmas gift when we were kids was the talking fish, if you recall.
With the music, 100%. I didn't get it, but I know what you're talking about.
We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by a FanDuel. NFL Sundays move fast, as this one is right now. One big play, and suddenly everything feels different. That's what makes live betting with FanDuel so exciting. You're not just watching the game, you're reacting to it in real time. With FanDuel, you can place bets as the action unfolds, every drive, every momentum swing, every highlight moment. You want to talk about a drive? You want to talk about a momentum swing? You want to talk about a highlight moment? The Chicago Bears had their most important regular season win since I was born last night at Soldier Field. I don't know how they keep doing it. Is it luck? Is it this? Is it this? It's winning football games. And let me tell you something right now. number 18, when the game's on the line, he makes a lot of big plays. So if you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com and place your NFL live bets all season long. FanDuel, the game, Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears moves fast, and so can you.
Thank you for making Locked On Cubs your first listen of the day. Thank you for making Locked On the number one sports podcast network. You already live your team every day. Now take it up a level and go ad-free. Join the Everydayer Club today and get Locked On Cubs with no interruptions, all for just $5 a month or $50 a year. Go to lockedoncubs.supercast.com or check the link in this episode description.
PCA 2-0 at Soldier Field.
Who's 2-0?
PCA. He's been in the last 2 Bear games.
Oh, that's right. I saw he was at a Bulls game recently too.
Yeah, good. That's awesome.
Yeah, they've been off, 5-0 start, then they played well.
Well, they're not a good organization.
I think the Cubs should be in on both Bregman and Bellinger. We already know they're in on Bregman. We know they're in on Imai, Gallen, Okamoto. Sam, who would you? So you wanted to go over top 5 current free agents? I think it's easy.
Okay, so you're better at this than me. So let me go. You correct me. Okay, Tucker, Bichette,
yes,
Valdez, Suarez.
I wouldn't go that high with those guys, but yeah, they're that well regarded.
Imai, Bellinger, Bregman, those 7.
Yeah, it's a combo of those guys, sure.
Okay, so you'd rather have Imai than Suarez or
well,
Valdez?
Here I'll give you my list.
Okay,
Tucker, Bichette, Bregman, Bellinger, Valdez.
Excuse me. So you think Bregman's a more valuable free agent than Suarez and Framber Valdez?
I do.
Huh. I'll have to look into that.
Yes, I do. I do. Yeah.
How old is Valdez?
He's not too old.
I got it right in front of me. You don't have to answer. No, he's 31. He's 31. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I just think from 21 to 25, he's been as good as anybody in baseball. I mean, I don't know. All right. So you're. I guess our disconnect here is I am not a huge Bregman guy. I think he's okay. As the Lions fail on 4th and goal, Bears have playoff life here. But I think it's absolutely insane how these coaches just continue to go for it over and over again instead of take points.
Wild West.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, and Bellinger, let's talk about that. You think the Cubs should be in on him because, first of all, very, very similar to 24, the market's going down. He could play some outfield. He could DH. And of course he could play some first base.
Yeah. And then you could trade Casey or Ballesteros for a pitcher.
Yeah.
Because if you sign, the thought is, you signed Bregman, you could trade Shaw. Well, if you sign Bellinger, then you could trade Casey or Ballesteros.
Yeah, I have a really low interest level in trading Ballesteros. Like for that to happen, let me put it to you like this: if they trade Ballesteros,
prices are high though.
If they trade Ballesteros, it has to be this team is a 95 win caliber team on paper to do that.
And so that pitcher acquired back would have to reflect that projection.
Yeah, so you'd have to go get a Bellinger, Bregman, and then go get like an absolute monster.
Joe Ryan.
Yeah, probably that name, assuming Scooble, is a Dodger. So,
right, or a Tiger.
Yeah, or a Tiger.
Gosh, I hope that deal is not made. All right, Imai's posting window does end January 2nd, about 10 days from now.
Yeah, it's going to happen
perhaps
soon.
On a New Year's weekend. We're going to be back with a breaking news episode. We'll see.
I'll be in Los Angeles.
That's right.
I could do the show from there. Well, maybe it'll be a Dodger. Maybe it'll be a Dodger, and I could greet him at LAX.
Yeah. See, the price for pitching is high, and I know there was a lot of questions. So the news on Friday, Sam, the Rays made 2 huge trades. One with the Pirates, one with the Orioles. One with the Orioles was just an exorbitant price that the Orioles paid for Shane. It's Boz, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And the question that you may consider right away is, oh, well, will the Cubs be willing to pay a price like that? But my question after this trade between the Orioles and Rays is, do the Cubs have enough prospect capital or the quality of prospect capital to even make a trade like that? See, that's what I was struck with over the weekend. Oh,
Yeah.
well, will Jed Hoyer do that? I don't know if he's even able to do it.
They do. They have the ability, but
so?
but it would cost a lot, right? I mean, they have Wiggins, they have Casey, they have Ballesteros, they have Triantos, they have a lot of guys to do. They have Shaw. Unfortunately, you have to put him in there as well.
And do you think that that you would need to send that to the Marlins or Nationals at this point for Cabrera and Gore respectively?
No, to me, if I'm on the phone with Gore or Cabrera, or if I'm on the phone with Nationals, I say Casey, potentially Wiggins, and I'm off the phone. Like, that's it.
Yeah, because the added piece, if you
can put in like a Ben Brown if you want to.
Yes, but if you go side by side with this deal for Baz, you'd have to put in Ethan Conrad, the first round pick this year.
Yeah, that's just a lot. I mean, that's just a lot.
Orioles traded 4 of their top 30, including 2 first rounders from this past draft.
What would make it way easier is if they just
you got to bring that back.
If they just spend some more money and just said, hey, we're going to get Imai, we're going to get Bregman, and we're going to be done. Nobody's going to get traded.
And go past the luxury tax for one.
Nobody's going to get traded. We'll figure it out later.
Yes, just figure it out.
Yeah, that would be really
and pay the tax one last time before the sport crumbles.
Yeah, no. So Juan Soto was in the building for the Jake Paul Anthony Joshua fight.
Why?
Yeah, it wasn't a very good fight.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't trade Case. So here, I think it would take 4 players. You were right on. So one of Casey or Shaw or Ballesteros. I think one is not like the other in that mix, because Ballesteros should be sent for a really high of caliber of pitcher.
They trade Ballesteros and they don't win the division. It's an unmitigated disaster.
Wow. 2 would be Wiggins, 3 Ethan Conrad, and 4, I think you nailed the other one, Brown or Wicks or Assad.
But
that seems for Cabrera or Gore, I would say, and I'm the one who doesn't want to be conservative, I would say no thank you.
No, but it's not that you don't want to be conservative. I would say no thank you too, and I'd say, Tom, write a check. So why should we be forced to give up really good assets when we could just spend the money to get the players?
Right.
I mean,
and again, I don't know if these guys are really good. Like, the jury's still out on the Cubs' own guys, but yes,
and they're probably Ballesteros is going to hit in this league. You could mark that down in Sharpie.
Okay, you're saying a lot of strong claims about it this show.
He could hit. I mean, it's just obvious. I think regardless, if the Cubs get a pitcher and get a position player, they're going to be really good, or at least pretty good. But the path remains a huge question, and we sit, we wait, we know it's coming. Like, I have no concern over when it's coming. Like, there's going to be a day I'll be laying around on a Saturday or something, and here we go.
I think so. Yeah,
but it just depends who and. By the way, is Bregman, is the addition of Bregman offensively? I did a whole show on this. Is that good enough to win the NL Central? I don't know. Milwaukee, you made the point. I looked at their roster the other day. It's just loaded with guys that are just decently good. Like, it's just. Yeah. And by the way, clearly Pittsburgh isn't trying to roll over this year,
right?
With that deal, they have the best pitcher on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps, or at least, you know what? That's disrespectful. Yamamoto's the best pitcher on the planet after what he did in the World Series. Over Skubal and over
Skeens 2 or Skubal 2.
Yeah. What he did in the World Series, 100%. It's him. I apologize. But they have one of the best pitchers on the planet, and that's about it. But they're not gonna roll over. We're gonna see him 4 times.
Right.
So
they have other good young pitching as well that we'll see how they blossom. All right. The Cubs' most recent signing, that is Tyler Austin, that broke late last week. We're going to get into that, update the roster right after this. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. In the midst of basketball season, there's nothing like being in the building, the crowd, the energy, the moments you can't get watching from the couch. The only problem, getting tickets used to be a hassle with long queues, logins, and prices changing at checkout. That's why Game Time is such a game changer. Puts the advantage back in the fans' hands and makes scoring great NBA tickets fast, easy, and stress-free. You should pull up the Game Time app right now and check out upcoming games for the Bulls and find great seats in just a few taps at the United Center. Tickets start as low as $25. Makes it a no-brainer for a last-minute night out. Take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, that's code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off to download the Game Time app today. One final segment here on Locked On Cubs as we're.
Can I share with you the score of the Bulls game? You just advertised it.
They're playing right now.
Yeah, the third quarter just started. The Bulls lead by 7. It's 83-76 with 11
in the third quarter.
With 11 to go in the third quarter.
All right, well, you can handle that one. I don't know what's happened to that sport, so no defense.
Too much pace. It's not good. Okay. It hurts the guys. You have injuries. They're playing 3 games in one. They got to slow the pace down a little bit.
Reminder, we're in our 3-episode formation from now through January, and the holiday weeks here this week and next. We'll be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, pending breaking news. Last week, the Cubs signed Tyler Austin to a 1-year, $1.25 million deal. And as I stealed the bit many times from 670 The Score on our holiday party. Where were you for the Tyler Austin signing? The 34-year-old right-handed hitting first baseman originally got to the majors with the Yankees, where he hit 17 home runs in just 69 games way back in 2018. He's played the last 6 years in Japan, where he played with Shota and Imai. That's pretty cool. Last year in Japan, he slashed 280, 363, 502 with 12 homers in 72 games. Primarily plays first, DH, but can play corner outfield in a pinch as well. Sam, this is a bench piece, and I'm not sure he always starts or even mostly starts against left-handed starting pitchers in place of Michael Busch at first.
Yeah, this is actually a move that makes a lot of sense because it comes right after Counsell said that Busch is going to get a nice runway to face lefties. So instead of
my favorite words.
So instead of going to get a pricey bench guy to hit lefties, you go and get an insurance guy who could play a couple positions, hit, and if it's not going well with Busch, then you get him some opportunities. Don't forget, as of right now, your DH is Moises Ballesteros, another guy. So you could hit him for lefties as well. So
that's right.
One of those moves where sometimes you have to take the lens out of I want them to spend, and just look at a move in a vacuum, like I did with Boyd last year. And in this case, high upside, good opportunity. You know why I like the signing? You're going to laugh at me for this. Gives me something to look forward to in spring training. I'll enjoy watching him take ABs because I watched him a good amount because he was teammates with Castro with the Yankees. But I mean, that was literally like eight years ago.
I know.
So
he hasn't played in the majors in 6.
When he came up, it was him and Judge together, like the two Yankee young guys. And Judge struggled early on for a bit, and then that changed
big time. Wow, interesting history there. I think Austin against lefty pitchers, maybe that's a lefty reliever. The final 3 innings of a game, that's when you see Austin either for Busch or Ballesteros or someone else. As we update the roster here.
Oh, boy.
Boyd, Horton, Imai, Tyone Ray, Justin Steele, friend of the show and friend of Sam, beginning the year on the IL. Also, fantastic first 5 minutes of the holiday party.
Nice of him to do that.
Would he? Very nice, very nice. Bullpen: Palencia, Maton, Milner, Thielbar, Hodge. I think those 5, at least the first 4 are locks, but maybe Hodge as well.
I think Hodge better make the team.
Yeah, he's got a lot to prove for sure. Brown, Little, Assad, Kelly, Amaya, Ballesteros, Bush, Horner, Swanson, Shaw, Austin, Happ, Pete, Saya, Casey, and Alcantara.
Wow.
I do wonder if
Alcantara being an open day roster would be a surprise.
Yeah, so I do wonder if they add an outfielder like a Ref Snyder, or is it more of a utility infielder like one of the Uriases? Pardon my language. So
I like Luis.
Yes, and Luis played for.
He's always been a Cub killer. Always.
Luis Urias played for Council, right?
Yeah, he
and so did Tyler Austin, I think.
The Brewer Luis Urias always did well versus the Cubs. Always. I don't have numbers to prove that, but I feel like it's true.
Well, maybe they could bring him in on a 1-year pact.
Let me see.
As they update the roster
here's the first YouTube clip is he went 5 for 6 with 2 home runs and a win in August.
What?
Yeah. Luis
Wait,
Urias,
against the Cubs?
Yeah. Let me just read you. I Googled Luis Urias versus the Cubs. This is the first thing that came up. Luis Urias had some of his most explosive offensive games against the Cubs. Notably in 21, when we recorded a historic 5 for 6 game with 2 homers, 3 doubles, 5 RBIs, and another 4-hit, 2-homer game earlier that year.
So, and this is your page of your, your book, but so he's like who against the Cubs? Like what historical reference?
Like Mike Schmidt?
Mike Schmidt. All right. This is
like Willie Mays or something.
Locked On Cubs. Thank you for making us your first listen of the day.
Mike Schmidt's underappreciated, by the way. I mean, I know he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Everybody, that guy, that guy is the greatest.
For those of you on video,
third baseman ever do it. You keep going.
I think it was it Gina and Daniel Frank?
They like the endings.
Gina and Danny, they like this. So they like this part of the show. For those of you on video, we send you the 24/7 National Locked On Podcast Network YouTube feed. What's the bowl score?
They're up 9 with 8 to go.
And on audio, make sure your second listen
in the third.
MLB. All right, we'll be back Tuesday and Wednesday. Kyle Tucker is going to be on our sheet somewhere. Payroll, upcoming moves, as we keep tabs on all the goings on in Cubs land. He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.
Cubbies.